This holiday season, Rachel will get Anna a fabulous faux fur coat. Anna will say Rachel shouldn't have, but Rachel didn't. Because Rachel will only have to spend $75 on a coat Anna thinks costs $200. But then again, it's what she thought that counts. Yes, JCPenney. Higher price $200 reflects comparable national brand. $75 Anna faux fur jacket reg $108. Valid through 12/24. See store or jcp.com for details.
the ocean.
I'm so tired of boring game day food.
Little Caesars Deal Deer here. Get Stuffed Crunch Crust. It's a cheesy, crunchy crust that's only $9.49, making it the lowest price in stuffed crust.
Oh, dear. So cute.
Cute? I have a PhD, which stands for Pretty Huge Deals. Get a large Stuffed Crunch Crust for $9.49. Little Caesars is the real deal.
Pizza, pizza.
Lowest price compared to other national pizza chains. Available participating locations for a limited time. Prices may vary.
Present.
Vice Mayor Landry.
Present.
Commissioner Parsons.
Present.
Commissioner Vasquez.
Here.
Commissioner Warren.
Oh, here, sorry.
You have the floor, Your Honor.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance.
Heard you saying it, and I went to sleep.
Invocation.
Reverend Jason Toombs, representing the Liberal Ministerial Alliance, let us pray. Heavenly Father, God of all concord, it is your gracious will that your children on earth live together in harmony and peace, especially at this time of the year, as many gather together to celebrate the birth of Christ in our midst. And defeat the plans of all who would stir up violence and strife, destroy the weapons of those who delight in war and bloodshed, and according to your holy will, end all conflicts in our world. Teach us to examine our hearts that we may recognize our own inclination toward envy, malice, hatred, and enmity. Help us by your word and spirit to search our hearts and to root out the evil that would lead us to strife and discord, so that in our lives we may be at peace with one another. Lord Jesus, as you once shared in our human toil and thus hallowed the work of our hands, bless and prosper those who maintain the industry and service sectors of this land. Give them a right regard for their labors and grant them the just reward for their work. Almighty God, be the source of strength and hope for the children in our families and communities, especially those who are fatherless. When they stray, protect them and end all danger, and grant them your abiding presence. Guide them by your word into paths of wisdom and righteousness for your name's sake. For these things and for everything else you know that we need, we pray in Jesus' holy name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Starting with item number 1, awards, proclamations, and presentations. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 2, approval of the agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as printed.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Warren and a second by Commissioner Vasquez. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 3, the minutes.
Make the motion, we approve the minutes from the December 9th, 2025 special meeting.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Parsons and a second by Vice Mayor Landry. All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from the December 9th, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Parsons and a second by Vice Mayor Landry. All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 4, items from citizens. Are there any items from citizens tonight? Anything? Nope. Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 5, items from groups. Are there any items from groups tonight? Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 6, the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Vasquez and a second by Commissioner Warren. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 7, economic development update. Eli Swati.
Good evening, commissioners and city staff. Tonight I bring you good tidings of great joy. So I apologize that it's taken this long to get here. It's something that probably could have been announced several months ago. In fact, it was announced in Taiwan in September. But if you remember last spring, we had a couple of projects that were ready to go and then they fell apart. And so forgive me for being gun shy and just wanting to make sure everything was ready. But tonight I want to talk to you about really an unexpected opportunity for us. For more than a year now, Scarlett and I and Jose have been working with a company out of Taiwan. And early conversations, we would sit there and think like, there's no way, like why would this hit and nothing else hit? And we'd kind of joke about that. And then as the months kept going and the visits kept happening, there was just this sense like, this is the one that's going to hit. This is going to work out. So I come to you tonight to talk about our newest development in economic development for our city and our region and everything. So to give you some kind of background, this is an overlay of Taiwan to Kansas. So basically, Oklahoma to the Nebraska border, US 83 to the Colorado border. The difference is that there are 24 million people on the island of Taiwan and nowhere near that in Kansas. As you know, they manufacture pretty much everything in the world. And right now, there is a huge push in Taiwan to get some of that manufacturing out for a number of reasons. One is tariffs. 2 is the threat of China. 3 is the need to be made in America and just the desire to access our markets. As it so happened, we came into contact with one of those companies, again, a little over a year ago, and have since been working with them to make that a reality. This is the leadership team from that company. In the middle, his name is Win Lin. He is the CEO. They all affectionately refer to him as the chairman, kind of a Godfather-esque element to it. A wonderful human being, does not speak a lot of English, but enough that we can communicate with them. On the right of the screen, the woman there, her name is Dr. Nancy Tsai. Her husband was really the scientist behind all of this. He unfortunately passed away a few years ago, but he has been the one working on the science behind this technology. She is also a very accomplished professor and has been so at the University of Sacramento for 50 years, to give you some background there. What she was very proud of was that her husband had an intern more than 30 years ago at the University of Texas by the name of Elon Musk. So it gives you some sort of concept of what her husband was capable of. And then the gentleman on the left, his name is George Shin. Born in Taiwan, raised in the United States, former Marine, who was kind of that liaison and has been between Taiwan and the U.S. And so this was during one of their visits, that's at Neve's Steak Bar down just down the street here, but during one of their visits to Kansas. What's really remarkable, the first time they visited was Pancake Day, and if you remember, it was a terrible day. It was blowing 65 miles an hour with gusts up to 85. Did not deter them. They've been back since, and it's been beautiful weather. So, this is 1600 West Pancake. This is the new home to Apogee Power. Apogee is a term used to talk about the orbital distance between the Earth and the Moon. I've called it apogee for a long time. They call it apogee, so they were very forgiving if you call it wrong, but just know that it is Apogee Power. They are an advanced manufacturing battery energy storage system company out of Taiwan. And what they do there and what they plan to do here is this. So this will be their first U.S. base for manufacturing of that. And that will be in really three different phases. A hybrid power unit, which is that HPU, a ground power unit, and then the big scale energy storage systems. And there are some pictures of those later. This will be their operation center. It will be where they do all of their marketing, promotion, sales, warehousing, logistics. In a second, I'll show you pictures of the actual cell components. Those will not be manufactured here. Those will still be manufactured in Taiwan. They will send those over. And then this manufacturing base will be where they compile all of those and assemble those into the different units, whether that's an HPU, GPU, or big scale ESS. All of this will run logistics out of that 1600 facility. As you know, it's got a ton of bay doors. There will be a significant amount of upgrades to the building that still have to take place. It has to have static-free floors put in. It has to have a clean room put in. It has to have some upgrades to ventilation systems and to all of that. But really excited to finally get that building filled and to provide them with the space that they need for that. This gives you a little better scope of kind of what it is that they do. That top picture is the cell. It's hard to tell size on that. It is bigger than a standard, it's almost like a C battery, but taller than that. And so they'll manufacture those over there. And then these are the different units, the hybrid power unit, ground power unit, and then that battery energy storage system. And it gives you kind of a concept of the number of cells there that go into each of those. And it really just is a matter of how many you pack into that to make those work on a different scale. Right now, these will be contracted as ODM with Die Hard and Ford. They're also working with Interstate Battery as well. So these guys, they've been in business a long time. In terms of their locations, they have manufacturing in Taiwan, they have manufacturing in Vietnam, and then they have sales operations out of Japan, Mongolia, Indonesia, basically all over Asia. They supply Kubota with the batteries for their agricultural machinery in Asia right now. And so we're very excited to get them over here. They have been contracting in the U.S. for more than 20 years, primarily with Department of Defense. Because of the quality of their energy storage systems, they have some technology that keeps them explosion-proof and fireproof. They also work significantly with the mining industry because of that, because of the conditions underground. Just a few more additional pictures here of kind of what these units look like as they build those out. Kind of show you what those scales could look like as we look to partner with data centers and grow the operations here. What I want to talk tonight is really about the effort of city leadership over the last 12 months. It has been a great opportunity because so much of this is built on that relationship. I mean, this is obviously not a typical project for Western Kansas, Southwest Kansas especially, to be able to onshore this. The state of Kansas is extremely excited because they've been trying to get anything out of Taiwan for a while, and so we are leading that charge. We are kind of the first ones out of the gate to do that. This is by no means the scale of Panasonic, but for us, this is absolutely fantastic. This will be ideally, or the plan is initially 20 to 30 jobs, expanding into 70 within the first couple of years. Those jobs will come from either our base, or we'll bring in some employees from around the area. Their engineers will come over and train and bring those all up to speed, and then this base will be kind of the operations for the U.S. side of it. Jose has met them a number of times. Scarlett has met them a number of times. Jeff has had the opportunity to meet them. It's a fascinating growth in economic development to start by trying to attract businesses to town and then realize that even a community like Liberal can make a global impact. We can start working with companies across the world. What's even more exciting is that from the beginning, they have said, we have friends that want to come with us. We have really a whole cohort that wants to co-locate with us. So right now, there are 2 companies that are already subleasing office space at that 1600 site that they will hopefully then build out operations at. One of those is a drone company where they manufacture and test drones. The other one is an additional kind of component industry of the drones. It's fascinating when you start to dig into drones how much of the industry is just exploding, because you realize it's one thing to have the hardware to fly a drone, but then you need cybersecurity to protect the drone and everything that's coming in and out of it for communications. In the military side of it, you have anti-drone weaponry similar to the old flak guns of World War II. And all of those, well, not all of them, primarily they are manufactured in Taiwan right now. You really have 2 camps. You have Chinese-based drones, and then you have Taiwanese-based drones. And the push globally is to shift away from Taiwan or Chinese-based drones into what they call red component proof, so that it's not built in China and runs any of that security risk. So what we are happy to do is provide a home for them here. They need to move some of that manufacturing. In case something happens with China, they need something protected in the U.S. They are very excited to be in Liberal. They have loved every experience so far. They've been at least very kind about all of that. But I don't know if Scarlett or Jose or Jeff or anyone else wants to talk about this project or kind of what it took, but it's been a phenomenal year of working with them. I know people often look at economic development and they say, well, what are they doing? They're not doing anything. Trust me, it takes a long time and a lot of holding your mouth just right and squinting just right and praying that everything comes together. And this is one of those projects that's come together, and we're excited to see not only this one come to life, but really what else they bring to the table for Liberal. Questions, thoughts to add?
You've been a little bit more involved. You've been, like I say, a little bit. You've been way more involved in this than I have.
I guess the most important part with this is what you mentioned, the relationship base. Because we mentioned it, we have some attributes here in Liberal that definitely help us being centralized. And we've always discussed how can we sell that to both security and power generation, and then just keeping extra servers, let's say. Well, this company really, I think that would help in that situation where we're centralized, they can bring everything here. We also have that bit of security from the coast. So I think they've noticed some of that as some of the benefit to come out here. But at the end of the day, you could also get that on the eastern side of the state. And the number one reason they came here is the relationship that Eli built and that we kind of fostered through there. And that is why they want to locate here above anywhere else. It's just that, the relationship. And then, of course, having a building available, which then leads to, other conversations we've had as a commission on how do we make sure we're as business friendly and have the availability for a business to come here when they're looking and when they're ready. Not a year from now, not when they need to build 2 years, 5 years. What can we do to be prepared when a business says, I want to go there, and I want to go there now?
And you're absolutely right. If we did not have that building, it wouldn't be happening. And that was our last building on the docket. And I do have to say a huge thank you to Seward County Community College. The logistics company that brought the first 2 shipments of materials over for this company took it from the plant in Taiwan all the way to 1600 West Pancake and brought it on the truck. They did not, however, include a forklift driver. And so there was a mad dash that day, but thank you to Seward County Community College because they provided licensed forklift drivers. Keating Tractor had one on standby in case we needed another one, and National Beef had one on double standby in case we needed another one of those. But it was a beautiful testament to Taiwan when Jose and I were out there in the back of a semi chaining up pallets and hauling things out. The leadership couldn't believe it over there. They're like, that's amazing. The mayor of the town is out there unloading a semi, but it meets their expectations and standards. It's very similar to the Midwest. If there's hard work to be done, you just do it because that's the right thing to do. And they love the fact that we were out there doing that with them.
And that credit really needs to go to Eli. He was the one who actually got into the truck, was unbolting everything, was putting the chains on there, and he stayed there the entire 4 hours. Got done just in time to go to the next meeting.
Yes.
So, yeah, lots of credit to Eli on that, 100%.
Yeah, and I'll just throw in too, I've met George, just one time, but you could just sense the strength of that relationship that was built, and, all of this kind of came together, through that relationship, but also, the availability and the we were just seemed to be the right situation, but the strength of that relationship is what's going to is what got that here, but it's what's also going to help us with attracting those other companies that come
With them.
with Apogee, and it was a very gratifying to see that the strength of that relationship and the excitement that they have about coming to this part of the country. So kudos to you, and thanks for all your hard work on this.
Any other questions?
No questions, but just want to thank you guys for all of your hard work. And I think this just kind of shows the spirit of Liberal. We're the friendliest city in the whole nation. And it just talks about the environment. But like I said, thank you guys for your leadership in this. Thank you, Eli, for all the hard work, including the physical labor.
It's a nice break from the desk sometimes. All right, well, Merry Christmas, and when we're ready to do the big ribbon cuttings after some construction and stuff, obviously it's going to be a big event. The plan is to have Governor, Lieutenant Governor all out for that big ribbon cutting. So they've tentatively agreed as long as we give a good enough advance warning on that. But they want to be part of this because it's so important to them too. So
People always say, what's coming to Liberal and what can we put our name behind? And I think this one will definitely be one of those situations that you're going to have. It'll be small, but that's what we're looking for. 100 jobs with different businesses. We don't need a 3,000. We don't have the housing for that. Western Kansas doesn't have the housing for that. But these smaller businesses coming in, building the relationship, the partnerships, I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for, and that will definitely put Liberal on the map once again.
And yeah, the press release, we'll send that out either tonight or tomorrow morning. It's going to shock some people. They're like, what?
Yeah.
What? That's coming to Liberal? So, good work, Commissioner.
Thank you.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Eli.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 8, the Doll Edition.
Okay, so Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, we also have more good news following Eli here, and this is in the way of housing. So I'm sure Mr. Edwards over here will agree, we are ready to move forward with the contract with French Construction for the Dole Housing Addition. This has been a long time coming, from my understanding, several years in the making. So you're probably very pleased to see this day come to fruition. So we will start by talking about the contract in your packets. If you remember, we approved this bid on June 24th, 2025. We did need to look at a little bit more engineering and review that, but we are ready to move forward with the approval of that contract in the amount of $1,439,755. If you remember, the funding was coming from the Fund 260 for streets, drainage, and capital improvements from the 1 cent sales tax. In visiting with Ron earlier regarding the contract, there is one area on the first page where we talk about 4.02, the 90 working days, and then under the general conditions, it says 150 days. We probably should have put working days in there because we know we're entering into the winter season. When we approved this bid, it was way more favorable weather, and we thought we would probably have it done by now, but now we're going into the winter season. So would it be okay if we approved that with the condition of,
They just add working after the 150 and the 4.2.
and this is the original amount that you approved, and then we will talk about a change order that is necessary for the project as well. This was discussed previously in a work session, if you remember. Brad, did you have anything to add to that one? Okay, excellent.
I'll make a motion that we approve the attached contract for French Construction in the amount of $1,439,755 with funding coming from the streets, drainage, and capital improvement portion of the 1 cent sales tax. Was there something additional?
Modification to section 4.02,
With the-
350 working days.
With a modification to
Section 4.0
section point 4.202
to 150 working days.
to 150 working days.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Landry and a second by Commissioner Vasquez. Any further discussion?
I'll be abstaining.
Any from the public? Seeing none. All in favor? All opposed? Okay, 4-0 with one abstaining. Motion passes. Item 8B.
All right, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, this is the change order that we need to address regarding the housing project. After we reviewed it, both city staff, construction professionals, and engineers, we did determine that there would need to be a change order in the amount of $133,839.52. This includes many things that needed to be addressed that I listed in your packet. It would bring the entire amount of the project after your approval of the contract to $1,573,594.52. This, in my opinion, is right on track with what we have funded through RHID on the two other housing projects. I believe those two, we voted a max of 1.6 million. So this one was a little bit under at the start, and this change order would put us right at around the same amount as the other two.
A large part of this change order was regarding drainage.
There was, you want me to answer?
Yes, go ahead. You and I have spoken about it.
Okay. There's an addition of 3 ponds. The drainage need to be on site instead of draining toward the west or to the east, staying off the bypass ditch and staying off the school property. And so none of that was in the original, and that's the bulk of it. There might have been an extra, I think, fire hydrant possibly. Of course, any of these items that are on here will only be charged if they're completed. So,
The bulk of it was the pond. Because originally we had to do, then we had the third pond down at the entrance of the school to keep water. The drainage water off the streets from overfilling the school's pond and causing them issues.
These ponds, are they gonna be smaller ones?
Yes.
They won't be as deep as the others? So these will actually be retaining ponds and not
Yeah,
drainage ponds?
They're nothing like the other two that we just done. They're more, I would say, like a low water crossing type deal. It's something that we can maintain easily. They're not gonna be comparable with the two previous that we've done.
So these won't have sand bottoms, is what you're saying?
They might have sand bottoms, but, because you might hit sand at 2 foot. But yeah, they're not gonna be 20-foot deep pond.
Okay.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the attached change order with French Construction in the amount of $133,839.52, with funding coming from the streets and drainage and capital improvement portion of the 1 cent sales tax.
Second.
I have a motion by Vice Mayor Landry and a second by Commissioner Parsons. Any further discussion?
I'm abstaining.
Any from the public? Okay. All in favor? All opposed? 4-0 with one abstaining. Okay, motion passes. Moving on to item number 9, resolution number 2447, adoption of the Kansas Homeland Security Region D Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Okay, so Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, I think Kelly Kirk was going to present this. I'm not sure what happened there, but I will do my best. In your packets is Resolution 2447. This is the adoption of the Kansas Homeland Security Region D Hazard Mitigation Plan. It's my understanding that we officially adopted this in 2010, and I believe that we re-up it every 5 years and present it to the commission for approval. Basically, it's a living document that requires our approval to the commitment that we will follow group agency directive, and we will work together as a team in Liberal with other agencies in the event of a hazardous situation. And Kelly, I think the packet was almost 600 pages long because they put the entire packet in there for your review, and he would have way more insight on this than I do, but it's something that we had to put through for approval by year end and get back to the county. All of the agencies do this, and Kelly did put forward the resolution and reviewed it for us, and I do trust his judgment when it comes to that.
I'll be honest, I usually go through these packets, but I did not.
Well, it is
Read
500
the whole
pages.
thing.
It basically says that we will work together with everybody in the event of a hazardous situation.
To your knowledge, was there any changes to it? I stopped at the population.
Alicia and I compared it to the previous years, and it was the same as far as the wording of the resolution.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 2447 for the adoption of the Kansas Homeland Security Region D Local Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Vasquez and a second by Commissioner Warren. Any further discussion? Any from the public? Seeing none, all in favor? All opposed? 5-0, motion passes. Moving on up to item number 10, the 2026 Housing Grant Program Guidelines.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, I came before you at the special meeting on December 9th, and we went over the 9 housing grant programs that are paid back for, public help out of the 1 cent sales tax. They're back before you tonight for your approval for the few modifications and the new one for the sidewalks.
I think we've gone through these, and
Yeah.
everybody seems comfortable with them. How do we approve? Do we approve them as a block, or do we
I got
approve
it.
them one at a time?
I wrote it.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
So I'll make a motion to approve the 2026 Housing Grant Program items A through I.
Second.
Have a motion by Vice Mayor Landry and a second by Commissioner Vasquez. Any further discussion?
You got to.
Any from the public? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0, motion passes. Moving on to item number 11, the 2026 Facade Grant Guidelines.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, following our discussion at the December 9th meeting regarding the inclusion of sign tear down in the facade program, we have updated the facade grant guidelines. The proposed 2026 guidelines now specifically allow the tear down of old signage to be an eligible part of the program. Staff recommends the approval of these updated 2026 facade grant guidelines.
I'll make a motion that we approve the updated 2026 facade grant guidelines allowing the old sign tear down to be part of the program.
Second.
That includes repair, right? Tear down or repair?
Yes,
Okay.
we want to be very friendly when it comes to either tearing them down, repairing them, rejuvenating whatever is best for the small business.
Okay, perfect. I have a motion by Commissioner Warren and a second by Commissioner Parsons. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 12, change order bus facility project.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, in your packet is a change order for the bus facility project. As a result of the proof roll inspection report, we did determine that we may need a little bit of extra funding here to correct this issue with the soil there on that site. We believe it could be an amount of $13,090, but it may not be that high. Brad, do you want to expand on that just a little bit?
So obviously, anytime you're digging in an area of unknown, you're gonna run into things. They ran into a 50 by 50 area that they cannot get to pack. So they're gonna remove it, put a certain amount of crushed concrete in, pack it in by layers to get it to pack. Also included in this change order was to the north of that, when they were digging the pad area where the building's going about 4 foot down, they found a huge slab of concrete that obviously nobody knew was in there. We're gonna do some things hopefully to help them lessen the cost, but we would like this approved not to exceed $13,900. It's just one of those unknown deals that comes up during construction. I'm sure this won't be the last one on the facility, but they're moving along really good. If you've been by there, I mean, what they've done, it looks nice. They've kept it all cleaned up and so.
Well, I recommend that we approve the change orders presented by Seton Construction in the amount of $13,090 with funding coming from the economic development portion of the 1 cent sales tax. Should that be a not to exceed?
We probably need to, because after I did the
Yes.
commission item, Brad came to me and said, it might not be that much.
Okay.
That was just the amount of the
Yeah.
exact change
So
order.
in the amount not to exceed $13,090.
I think that would be fine.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Parsons and a second by Vice Mayor Landry. Any further discussion? Any from the public? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. Item number 13, utility billing waivers for Stepping Stone Shelter.
So Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, it's me again. I was here back in June discussing the utility billing waivers that we have done for Stepping Stone since our involvement back in September of 2023. It was advised by our external auditors that we needed to put that forth to you guys for approval. So we asked for your consent from the time we started in September 2023 through June of 2024. And then I told you I would be back by year end with the remainder. And then we will continue to do this until that situation at the shelter is stabilized, or if you guys have a different idea of how you want to handle that. But from the last time that we had approval to the present, this is through the December's number, is $2,079.98, and this is for Stepping Stone Shelter for their water, sewer, and trash. And I believe we included the accounting breakdown in there for you to review those numbers, and I counted them several times to be sure. They will be opening back up in January after the remodel is finished, and we do have some additional funding that has come through. So I feel that it will be sustainable long-term and that we will be able to be self-sufficient over on that side. So I don't foresee that this will be something that we will continue long-term. We're hoping just a little while longer.
I'll make a motion that we approve the utility billing waivers for the Stepping Stone Shelter in the amount of $2,079.98.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Warren and a second by Commissioner Vasquez. Any further discussion? Any from the public? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. All right, moving on to item number 14, city staff.
Yeah, I got a list.
Go for it.
Number one, on the crack seal, it's still going on. I was talking to Tyler from B&H. He's not using as much product as he thought, so anything that is left, we're gonna start on Kansas Avenue and work our way north as far as we can get, since we're gonna plan on doing that road next year anyway. On your way home tonight, you might go by Blue Bonnet Park. About 90% of the lights are up. So they may take a day or two to charge fully, but they are up in the park, so. And if you might wonder why some are on one side, some are on the other. If you would have seen the utility nightmare that Bruce had to work around with gas lines going down one side and then it crosses over and comes back. And I think they did a phenomenal job. And I think the public will be proud of it when they go by there. Waterline project is going. Hopefully they're gonna bring in a couple more crews after the first of the year and escalate this thing and get it completed on time. Our cement crew, we're finishing up on Second and Washington around by the Club One and all that. That is all done. And then we're gonna go to 54 in Kansas and fix the curves on Main Street that are all busted out at one of our main intersections. And then we'll probably move to head north back up Washington. We had a meeting this week with the taxiway project that's coming up. They plan on starting in February. And we invited all the people at the airport, like the Life Team, Eagle Med, Liddens, everybody was there. So everybody knows what's gonna go on through this whole project. So if they're misinformed, it's because they didn't go to the meeting. Because they've all been invited, and we'll continue to invite them to the pre-con and stuff next month. So they should be well informed of.
Did you guys get your FOD problem worked out there? I mean, with this apron project, the taxiway project, there was some concrete, was from the old air base that was breaking up. Is this part of that?
No. So we had the idea to take some of that center part out and use that as base. So there's something with the Kansas Historical.
So that's still an issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything that they're gonna be using on that new taxiway will be material that's brought in. There won't be any of the old stuff crushed like we've done before.
Mm-hmm.
Because the FAA, even though it's not technically historical, the Historical Society of Kansas thinks that it should be preserved because of the old base, and the FAA likes to follow their recommendations. So we don't want to push the issue with the FAA. January 6th, the crew from Wichita will be here to do the ground pounding, x-raying, whatever you want to call it, around the pool area. So we'll have a couple of lanes of traffic blocked off there. Have no idea how long they're gonna be out in that area, but they will be here the 6th. And we have, the street department's already, the lips we had in the pool, they've already went in and ground them down and everything, so we've taken care of that issue too. That's all I got. You got a question? You
No.
look like you got a question.
No, I'm just smiling at all the progress.
We got a lot of stuff coming
Yeah.
in place. A lot of stuff. And Rita, we haven't forgot about your sidewalk in the park.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other city staff? Everyone's shy at the end of the year? All right. Moving on to item number 15, city manager's report.
Okay, so Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, I feel like I've spoken a lot tonight, so I will try to keep this to 4 items. First of all, congratulations to Eli on the Apogee project. I know this was a very long time coming for him. He worked very hard and diligently on this, and we had some ups and downs in the last year with economic development. So to see something come to full fruition is extremely exciting. I hope that for George, Nancy, and the chairman, they will find our community welcoming, inviting, and supportive of their business, and I hope it brings more for us in the future. I think it very well could. and this is a great place to start. I did tell a couple of you guys in the last couple of hours that we did receive the $1 million in the solar energy credit via a check. I was anticipating it would come via direct deposit, and so when this check landed on my desk, sometimes when you get U.S. Treasury checks, they're a couple $100s. So I feel that I opened it a little haphazardly, thinking that's what it was. And when I opened it and looked at it and saw the dollar amount, it's probably the largest I've ever seen on a Treasury check. Pretty excited about that. So again, thank you to Kristen and everybody at Hay Rice, Kristen and Marty, who helped us get that done. I know that was new for all of us. I guess we have a little more experience now as a team. So thank you to all those individuals that assisted with that. We will most likely pay down that temp note and then bond the rest and get rid of that interest-only payment. So very pleased with that. Also, thanks to Parks and Streets for their work on the Bluebonnet lighting project. We had some high wind days last week, and they were out there in the middle of that pouring concrete and out again today, but the weather was beautiful today. So thank you so much for them. They don't look at December as a hindrance at all. Of course, we've had beautiful weather this December, but they go out no matter what. And then be on the lookout. I'm excited that Keely is putting together a year in review online for us. So she had me look at that a little bit today and to see all of the projects that we have accomplished in this year, both from an administrative standpoint to transportation to parks, beautification, community engagement. Super exciting. So we will put out some videos and some media around that. And I think that will get everybody excited for what we've accomplished and then where we're going. Hopefully that's not a bad sign. So other than that, Merry Christmas to everybody. It's been a great year. We look forward to another one, and that's all that I have.
Thank you. Going to item number 16, items from commissioners. Who wants to go? That way you don't get to be the one who gets to just ditto everything.
I went first last time. I'll let Jeff.
I'll go.
Lori.
Yeah, I'll go. Thanks as always to staff. You guys do a great job. Particular thanks to Bruce and his parks guys and the street guys for the work on all the parks, and the concrete crew for the work on Washington sidewalks. They look great, and I know those are a big improvement. They were worse than I think anybody ever imagined. So thank you to you guys for that. Congratulations to Eli. I know how much work went into that. And to come away with the beginnings of something I think is going to be really special is great, and congrats to him. Also, congratulations to Mr. Edwards. Now we can finally get to work in earnest on that project, and it was more than just a few years; it was many years in the doing. So, congratulations to you. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some work get done over there. So, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Vice Mayor?
Once again, thank you to all the staff for putting in a hard work this year. I mean, it's been a good year. I think we've come along a long way as a city. We've definitely seen some challenges, and we seem to exceed those challenges quite regularly. We do a great job. From the commission up here, we seem to work really well together and really move things in a forward direction, which is really nice. So it's nice to see the things that have transpired. Congratulations to Eli for, the accomplishment, and for you up here, being part of that and pushing that through. I think that's really showing a big spotlight on Liberal right now in a really big way. People are really going to pay attention to that in a coast-to-coast type scenario. It's not just going to be a localized talk. So really excited about that. Not much other than that. I hope that everybody enjoys their time with their families, and I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's it. Thank you.
Well, I guess I want to start off with thanking all the employees for everything they do again, because it just doesn't stop. It just keeps coming, and in exciting times, I'm kind of surprised that I didn't notice the lights. I'm going to have to pay a little more attention when I'm driving by. I walked my dog Saturday morning and I saw all the slabs, and I haven't seen the lights yet, but I know I drove by there at least 3 times today, so I guess I'm going to have to pay better attention. But I think it's great that we have getting this lighting in the parks, and that means I can get up earlier and start walking my dog then instead of waiting until it gets light, I guess. But But we want to thank that department and like I say, the street department for the sidewalks and stuff, but every department for what they contribute and what they've done this year. Like a few weeks ago, and we saw all the employees that have been here for so long. We just have a great workforce in the city, and it's good to see the things happening. Really exciting. Congratulations, Eli, and you guys for what's happened, because this is really exciting to me. The Apergy deal is just, I think it's a huge start. I mean, realistically, that's a big deal, and appreciate everybody's work on that. And that's exciting times, I think. So, other than that, want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We won't see you, I guess, until, oh, I forgot. Merry Christmas. You'll have to wait on your Happy New Year's, I guess, because I forgot you're making us come back. So,
15 minutes.
yeah. So anyway, we'll save that one for you, but. Merry Christmas, everybody. Be careful and take care.
Thank you.
Well, just want to say congratulations to Eli, you guys as well. I think that's just a start of something big that's going to happen for our community. I'm excited to share the news. Please make sure we reach out to the TV stations. I'd like to get positive coverage of Liberal, and this is just something big. Also, thank you to all of the staff for their hard work, for the lights at the parks, also for the decorations. I know we installed a few more, and I've heard nothing but positive things, and a lot of people stopping by to take pictures. And I also want to thank all of the organizations and families and people who have put together either food drives or angel trees. I know there's been a big need in the community, and there's a lot of organizations, including the City of Liber, who have stepped up to help the families in need. And so just very appreciative of that, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay. As always, thank you to all the staff for everything you do. I mean, today's a great example of the beautification that continues to happen in our town. And it is noticed. I do feel like we're probably our biggest critics sometimes of not having enough things done. But I have friends, family from other areas that visit, and they always mention how beautiful Liberal is and continues to get. So thank you to the staff who focuses on that. Also to the commissioner who keeps pushing for more items to put out there, and Keely, the staff who actually makes it all happen. And then Parks, who actually puts everything out there. So huge thank you for everything that gets done there. On the Eco Devo side, so what's ironic is we were talking about Eli being there on those semis, taking those the pallets that showed up and working on that. And he had a hard cutoff that he managed to get to right before. And it just, the meeting he was going to go to will be another one that we can't even talk about, but it's continuing to happen. We will have a lot of progress in the years to come, as well as if we can get our partnership with, we've had this discussion, but I forgot their names already, a company that will have buildings available for these businesses as they come up to par. So I think the next 2 years are going to be amazing years for what we have for our community. We have partners already coming in who are going to be here and want to locate here. So we just need to be ready for it. And I think it's been an amazing 4 years already. I really think we have just so much more to look forward to. And I know we say that at the end of every year, but I think it gets proven at the end of every year by how much gets accomplished. On that note, huge thank you to Mr. Edwards for the doll edition. I think it's ironic. Jeff was the Eco Devo developer when this began, and I was having conversations at that time with some of your partners with what can be done to make this happen. So I'm glad that this has finally come to fruition and that these houses hopefully get done and will be done with this project on that side of town. Thank you for your patience, for dealing with everything going on, and for your persistence in getting this completed. As you see, we have a lot of projects with many more jobs coming down the line, and we need many more houses. So thank you for what you're doing. Oh,
I forgot to
Go
say
ahead.
thank you for another big event. So I do want to say thank you for the dance recital. I want to thank Nikki, your mom, Scarlett, and everybody who took a part. There was a lot of families. I don't know what the final number was, but I know that the auditorium was packed. And I just think those kind of programs give a lot of young children the opportunity to participate. Sometimes those programs are not affordable, and I think that the City of Liberal and through the rec department does a really good job to be able to offer these classes to a lot of people who typically can't afford them. So just want to thank you guys for all of your hard work, because I've heard nothing but positive comments.
So the last part on that for mine would be, most of what has been done from the 1 cent sales tax. And so it's very important, both in Eco Devo, beautification, the RHIDs for the Dole Edition, is to make sure that the credit goes where it needs to be, and that is the 1 cent sales tax that allows us to do this. So as always, shop local, shop often, but make sure it's local. That helps this to continue what we've been doing for these past couple of years.
100%.
And Merry Christmas to everyone. Oh, we will be having a special meeting on December 30th at 4 o'clock. Okay, so just for notification, we will have that. It will just be for the transfers, end of year transfers,
And budget amendments
and budget
and
amendments. So
write-offs. Yep.
should be quick. Hopefully it's quick. Usually is quick. So we'll leave it at that. Merry Christmas to everyone. Item number 17, the vouchers.
I'll make a motion that we approve the vouchers in the amount of $2,201,515.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Warren and a second by Vice Mayor Landry. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? 5-0. Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you all.